What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another football video. Today we're going to be doing my Premier League predictions. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave your predictions in the comments below. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. They're keeping me up to date with all the latest scores for the Premier League, for all games in England, as well as all games in Europe and around the world. It's an absolutely brilliant app. It's free to download. The link is in the description. Alternatively, you can just use the QR code on screen and that'll take you to the download page to download the free SofaScore app. SofaScore will keep you up to date with all the other scores from all the other sports that you guys all love to follow, and it's all in one app. So do go and check it out. It'll be much appreciated. And as I said, it is free. So last time out, it was Premier League match day number 28. We've not had a full round of Premier League fixtures in 3 weeks, which has been a long time. We've obviously had FA Cup games a couple of weeks ago, and of course we've had the international break, which is now done and dusted, as we're now going to have a big tussle between now and the end of the season, with so much to be decided in the Premier League. Nothing is certain. Who's going to go down? Who's going to make the European spots? Who's going to qualify for the Champions League? Who's going to win the Premier League? All of it very much up in the air. So a very exciting finale to the Premier League. So last time out, Saturday 9th of March, Manchester United took on Everton. I had that down as a 2-1 win for Manchester United, finished 2-0. Weren't too far off. In the 3 p.m. game, Bournemouth, Sheffield United, I had that down as a 3-0 Bournemouth win. Sheffield United managed to pick up a point there and probably should have won the game. Crystal Palace taking on Luton. I had that down as a 2-1 Palace win. Luton grinding and working hard. Got a 1-0 draw. Wolves against Fulham, I had that down as a 1-0 draw. Wolves managed to pick up a good win there, winning by 2-1. And finally, Arsenal against Brentford, I had that down as a 4-0 Arsenal win. And Arsenal managed to, through the grit of their teeth, pull out a late winner and win that game by 2-1. And it just goes to show, when it comes to the top of the Premier League table, one slip, all of a sudden you're done and dusted, and you find yourself going from first to third, and things going in your hands to out your hands. So Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal have really got to be wary about that over the coming 10 games or so. Now on to Sunday 10th of March, Aston Villa against Tottenham. I had that down to 2-1 Villa win. A very good win that for Tottenham Hotspur, winning by 4-0. Brighton taking on Nottingham Forest. I had that down as a 2-0 Brighton win, finished 1-0. Wasn't too far away. Nottingham Forest, since that game, have been deducted 4 points for breaching the regulations with the Premier League. So they faced a 4-point deduction and now find themselves in the relegation zone with some hard work to do between now and the end of the season. It's all up in the air because Everton have appealed their points deduction. Nottingham Forest are appealing theirs. So they've been deducted the points, but what I'm saying is it's not final. So it leaves things a bit uncertain down there, and everything in the Premier League seems to be a little bit of a mess at the moment when it comes to regulations. West Ham against Burnley, I had that down as a 2-0 West Ham win. That finished 2-2 and a good draw there for Burnley. Liverpool, Manchester City, I had that down as a 0-0, finished 1-1. Again, weren't too far away. Does take the Premier League title race out of Manchester City's hands for the time being, but Man City, I think, will be happy with a point at Anfield, knowing that Liverpool took a point off City at the Etihad. So a matching of the results, and it's all about these games, the 6-pointers, so it's all about not losing them games and staying in the title race, and it seems the title race now is going to be decided elsewhere. And finally, on Monday evening, you had Chelsea taking on Newcastle. I had that down as a 1-1 draw. That finished 3-2 to Chelsea. So no correct scores, 4 correct results and 6 incorrect. 1 out of 10 from JSGC, not so great. So there we go, we're up to match day number 30. Some teams have still got 29 on match day number 29 because of the FA Cup, so it's all a bit disjointed in the Premier League, but here we are. So Saturday 30th of March, my predictions for the upcoming Premier League round. I've got Newcastle taking on West Ham, 12:30 p.m. GMT, live on TNT Sports. I'm going with a 1-0 narrow victory there for Newcastle United, so I think they're going to pick up the 3 points. Bournemouth taking on Everton in the first of the 3 p.m. games. I'm going with a 2-1 Bournemouth win for Bournemouth, and a bit of a blow there for Everton, and these things pretty interesting down at the bottom, to say the least. Chelsea taking on Burnley. I see nothing but a Chelsea win, so I'm going for a 2-0 Chelsea win there against Burnley, and once more just putting another nail into the Burnley relegation coffin. Nottingham Forest taking on Crystal Palace. I think Nottingham Forest will be very motivated for that game. They're going to have a point to prove. They're going to be running on emotion. Emotions are going to be very high there. They need the 3 points. I'm going for a 2-1 Forest win against Crystal Palace at the City Ground, and makes things very interesting at the bottom of the table. Sheffield United against Fulham again, and I'm going for another nail in the Sheffield United relegation coffin, going for a 2-1 away win there for Fulham. And you've got Tottenham Hotspur taking on Luton Town in the final 3 p.m. games. And I think Tottenham Hotspur are going to get a couple of second half goals and win that game by 2-0. Now, in the 5:30 p.m. GMT game, live on Sky Sports, you've got Aston Villa taking on Wolverhampton Wanderers, a Midlands derby, and I'm going for Villa to get back to winning ways and winning that game by 3-1. I wouldn't rule out Wolves doing something in that match, though. We will see. And in the final game, at 8 p.m. GMT live on Sky Sports, you've got Brentford taking on Manchester United. And I think Manchester United are going to win that game, going for a 2-1 victory for United down in the Big Smoke in London. Now moving on to Sunday, 31st of March, you've got Liverpool taking on Brighton and Hove Albion, 2 p.m. BST kickoff time live on Sky Sports. I'm going for a 3-0 victory there for Liverpool. I don't see anything other than a Liverpool victory, if I'm being completely honest. And then in the really big game at 4:30 p.m. BST live on Sky Sports, it's Manchester City taking on Arsenal. I fancy the winner of that game is going to be the team competing with Liverpool for the Premier League trophy, should Liverpool beat Brighton, which I think that they will. So I think the winner of this game, it's huge permutations here. I think the winner will make it a 2-horse race rather than a 3-horse race. So permutations just couldn't be higher there for Manchester City and Arsenal. City are the home team. They lost at the Emirates Stadium earlier in the season. This is a must-win game for Manchester City. And I think for Arsenal, they'll be happy to not lose that game. I think they'll be happy to take a point away from Manchester City, and it keeps Arsenal above City. And in hindsight, you look at it, it's a good result. But I just think with looking at Liverpool winning, I think Arsenal, if they're serious about winning the Premier League, they need to be beating Manchester City. They need that result to showcase that they are serious about winning the Premier League. It's all fine and well keeping up with the pace throughout the marathon run, but when you get up to them really big moments and really big games, they need them 3 points. And that's what they were lacking last season. So this is a big question mark here for Arsenal. Are they capable of winning the Premier League? Well, for them to win the Premier League, they've got to go through Manchester City, and they've got to beat Manchester City. City have got injuries. Kyle Walker out, Manuel Akanji out, John Stones out. Bit of an injury crisis at the back for Manchester City. Some question marks over Ederson, Jack Grealish, Erling Haaland, and Kevin De Bruyne's fitness. I imagine the 4 latter players that I mentioned there probably are going to be risked by Manchester City. So can Arsenal exploit the gaps? Can they be clinical in front of goal? Can they keep Manchester City at bay? And alternatively for Manchester City, they're unbeaten now. I think it's got 25 games in all competitions. Can they put Arsenal to the sword? Can they get that pivotal moment, that big result that spurs Manchester City on from lumbering around into we're serious about winning the Premier League, and this is Manchester City's end of the season, and City doing what City like to do at the end of the season? Can they go and do that? I think winner of this game will be the team competing with Liverpool at the top of the Premier League, and I'm putting my neck on the line and going with a team to win this game. Of course, no bias from me being a Manchester City fan. I just think City will be too strong for Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal mentally are as strong as Manchester City, and I think City will have more self-belief in themselves than what Arsenal will, and I think that will tell on the pitch. That will be the fine margin, as I think both teams will be limited in opportunities, and I think both teams will be clinical in front of goal, going for both teams to score, and a huge 3 points for Manchester City, going for 3-1 win for Manchester City, and going for a 2-horse race between Liverpool and City once more as we push forward to the remaining 8 or 9 games left of the season. So there we go. They have been my predictions for this week's Premier League matchday number 30, matchday number 29 for some of the other teams. Do let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments below, including your predictions. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. Do subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget as well to go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. Thank you very much to SofaScore for sponsoring this video. Do go and check them out. As I said, they're going to keep you up to date with all the scores from around the world in terms of football and all the other sports that you love to enjoy, all in one app. It's a free app to download. Go and use my link in the description or the QR code to take you to the download page to download the free SofaScore app. Anyone that does download the SofaScore app using my link does help to support the future content created here on my channel. And I'll see you all again real soon for the next video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.